my name is Sabrina.
Hi guys, I'm Ashley Roya from Roya's Closet.
And today is May 5th, 5/5/2012, and Ashley and I wanted to come together and create some magic together, create some energy together, and share more of our stories of what's going on with us and some of our beliefs about Ascension.
Yep.
So before we get started about what your belief is about Ascension, how has your week been going for you? How have things been unfolding?
My week has been complicated. It's been very difficult for me to connect this week. I am having a hard time pulling in my guides. I'm having a hard time. It's taken work, it's taken a few moments of actually pulling them in. Whereas, normally they're just there. I have no problem connecting from the second I wake up. It's an automatic thing. And I was explaining to you before we, I was explaining to Sabrina before we started recording the call that, when this all first started for me, when I first woke up, it was something very simple and very easy and very, nothing to sort of worry about or be all, frantic in my mind about. And so that's, my week's been a little crazy in terms of connection. I've been sleeping a lot, much more than normal, and I've been waking up with bruises, which is interesting because I can't remember my dreams. So that's my week.
Where are your bruises at? Do you notice?
My legs. On the insides of my legs, yeah.
Oh, both legs?
Sorry?
Both legs?
I have one on my right thigh, and I had one on my left side, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. How's your week been?
My week has been good. It's kind of been a aha week because I accidentally, I don't remember the day or time this happened, but things happen kind of subtly. Like you're running or something and you haven't really paid attention, and all of a sudden you're like 4 miles in and you're like, whoa, when did I get 4 miles out? How did that happen? But all of a sudden that's where you're at. I kind of had that week. Like all of a sudden I was able to look back at some of the things places that I used to be. One of the reasons I figured it out is in November 2011, my friend River and I started doing a 12-strand DNA project. And we did it, and it was a crazy experience. And now her and I are getting together, and we're collaborating. We're recording our story. So we're reviewing what happened back in November and December and January. And it's really shocking me because I can see in November, December, January, February, my beliefs are very different than my beliefs today. So it's been like a measuring stick, and it makes me shocked at how hard I used to work at Ascension. I used to really work hard at Ascension, and I never thought I was working hard at Ascension because I was following what made my heart sing, so it was fun and exciting, but I still was working hard because I felt like I had to earn it. I felt like I had to deserve it. I felt like I had to prove my worth.
So what's your thoughts on Ascension at this point, in general?
Well, I personally I'm not looking for a date, not looking for a timeline, I'm not looking for a location. I personally feel Ascension has already happened and is happening. So I feel like we have access to the different dimensions, and I really think Ascension is when you fully integrate and you fully master, you're knowing your self-worth, knowing you deserve it, and giving yourself unconditional love and not judging yourself or trying hard to be a master or trying hard to prove, to get validated from somebody else that you're worth it, that you deserve it. I think it's when you master knowing it within your heart space, and you don't try to go to other realities. You just can because it's your birthright. You deserve it.
Right. I love that idea. I love that concept of, having this whole, process of working towards Ascension, because I feel like that's where I've been for the past couple months. I've been like I said before, it's been an overload. It's become something that's very complicated and intangible, and something that I'm looking up to as if, this magical event, or this, this I don't know, this achievement that I have to work so hard towards. And that's where I got this week. I've sort of hit my breaking point in terms of, like, no, I don't need to be doing all these things. I don't need to be, focusing on what every single thing I put in my mouth. If I do this or think this or act this way, I'm not going to ascend,
Yeah.
And I love that idea that, you feel like it is our birthright. I believe that every single being on this planet, all the way down to the plants and the animals, we're all here to experience this moment.
Yeah.
But I love the way you put that, because it's now sort of putting me at ease in terms of just the complicatedness I've brought upon myself,
Yeah. And yeah, I love that, because I really think Ascension is being, not doing. And when we can master being in the now, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. And master no judgment about ourselves for the choices we want to make. And if you feel called to make a choice, that's interesting, I feel called to do this. Maybe there's something that you don't understand right now that is going to unfold as a result of that choice. So instead of judging it, okay, go with it.
Right, lesson to be learned, right? That's
Yeah.
where like everything that happens now, I'm able to sort of consciously be aware of, okay, what do I need to learn from this? What is it that I need to experience, instead of, getting caught up in the emotions of it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, the judgment of the right and wrong that happened, or I attracted this crazy person into my life. What does that mean? I must not be very evolved that I attracted this.
I'm not doing the right thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, if you believe that we're going through Ascension right now, and it's something that's here and accessible, which I do believe these energies are accessible to all of us. My question to you is, what about the people that, if you say it's our birthright, what about all these people that sort of question what you and I and other light workers are doing, who completely just don't understand, who are still quote unquote asleep, and don't even understand the concept of meditation or 5D or any of these, things that we speak of? What are your thoughts on, universal consciousness, all of us as a planet moving into Ascension? What are your thoughts on that?
Good question. Really good question. I personally think it all starts within. So when I focus on trying to feel responsible to help someone, now I'm pushing my energy towards what that person thinks, what that person's opinion is, feeling responsible or accountable. And so I don't feel like I'm putting the focus on myself when I do that. So I personally think step one for me is mastering me. I feel like I need to learn how to master loving myself unconditionally. I feel like I need to learn how to master knowing I'm worth it unconditionally. I feel like I need to learn to master having confidence within myself. Wow. Give myself my own validation, give myself my own applause, feel good about myself simply because I know it. And I feel like once I can learn to master unconditional love for me and master confidence and knowing for me, right, then the side effect is going to be, I'm just going to carry that vibration and that frequency. And I feel like that will tip the scales. I don't feel like I have to do anything to try to convince someone, use the right metaphor, use the right illustration, explain it the right way. I don't feel like I have to do anything. I think just by my really mastering it for myself, I'll hold that frequency that will help create momentum for other people.
Yeah, I love that. It's funny, I just envisioned you holding that and just expanding. Yeah. I think it's awesome that you say that, because that's the place where I'm coming to. When I first realized all these things last month, I was shifted into a whole other phase of consciousness, and I started to see light everywhere, and everything in 3D sort of became intangible. It became unstable. It was almost like I could see through things, like I could put my hands through things. And I hit this wall where this sense of urgency all of a sudden kicked in, like, oh my God, this is happening, like, oh my God. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's sort of what started all of this complication and understanding all of these things, like, what do I need to be doing, Okay. But I love that you say that it's just about sort of getting in here and finding strength in your knowingness and your center and staying in that place, that's really all we need to do. You know what I mean? Because that alone will raise our frequency, and then we're able to sort of raise the frequency of everything around us.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Your story is really interesting because what sounds like from the way I heard your story is what triggered you was the sense of urgency. So time triggered you. So that's interesting because now all of a sudden it feels like there's deadlines, right? And if there's deadlines or there's measuring points and other people are at, I just watched a really neat video with Reese Jones. He's been verbally sharing his story about why
I love
he's mad at, or not mad, but why he is noticing some crooked thinking in the metaphysical community.
Yeah.
And he said, and he was comparing, like some people say, who's on your med team? How many members do you have on your med team? And somebody says, well, I have 2. That's all you have? You only have 2? You know, you're far behind. I'm way ahead of you. I got 3. And people who are truly connected, people who are true masters have 3. And I love that because when we measure against each other, you know what I mean? If I measure against your story, I'm always going to fall short because it's your story. I can never catch up to your story. Never. So if I'm trying to meet your deadlines, I'm always going to be, quote, feeling like a failure.
And I love the fact that you just said that, just clicked for me. Like, that's where all of this complication in my mind is coming from, is that I've been following these ideas, these intangible sort of feelings or things that I feel in my mind, you know, my computer, that I need to be doing, when in all reality I really just need to get back to basics and get back to the simplicity of just my inner knowingness and just having trust and faith in that, you know?
So what you mentioned when you first woke up, it was really easy, you were really connected, you were really in alignment, coincidences were happening, you had inspired ideas, and it just all lined up. So is there something you were doing then that you don't do now, or something you were not doing then that you do now?
When I first woke up, it was very simple. I was having dreams. I learned how to, I went and my mom came to me, like I explained last week. I went and got a crystal, and all I was doing was researching crystals. I was all about the crystals. And I went and I got this book by Sonia Choquette. I'll actually put the title of it below for you guys to go pick it up if you want. It's called The Psychic Pathway, and it taught me how to recognize the voice of my soul, recognize what my intuition is, that gut feeling that we all have all day that a lot of people just ignore. And how to just follow it and how to just let it guide you. And that's all I was doing. And the difference between then and now, like I said, it's just I've gotten to a place where I'm on intel overload. There's so much information coming in. There's so much I need to be doing.
And then when you say information coming in, do you mean information that you're hearing in your mind's eye, or information that you're getting when you watch YouTube videos and read articles?
YouTube videos. Yeah, it's information that I'm seeking out. You know, I just want more because for the past month I felt like, well, that will accelerate me if I do this, or this. You know what I mean? And this past week I've just gotten to the point where it's like, no. You know, I need to get back to basics and just get back to the simplicity of my inner voice and just follow that. And that's all I need. You know? That's a great question, though. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah. Now, what I like that what we're doing, because I really think when we watch each other, we affect each other's belief systems. So I watch a lot of YouTube videos, or you know what I mean? And when I listen to people that I respect or put value in, if they have a belief system, like Jalila Starr would say, like Ascension and the 12-stranded DNA recoding is really emotional. It's hard emotional work. I bought into that belief system because she's somebody I respected. Or if somebody else says, well, Ascension, you have to do this in order to prove that it's happening, I bought into it. So I like the idea that you and I are creating a space, a container, where we're showing the simplicity of it. I love your word, simplicity. We're showing the simplicity of it, and it's just our right. It's just, we don't have to earn it. We don't have to, we already deserve it. We deserve
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Cool, very cool. I don't know, I mean, growing up, like, I was telling you this before, like, I had dreams growing up. I would have doomsday dreams. I would have these horrific, scary dreams over and over and over for years. And like I was telling you before, like, I don't know if that was past life stuff that I was dealing with karmically that was sort of being dealt with, or you know, when that wave hit me last month, that's another thing that affected this sense of urgency for me, was that, oh my God, it's here. This moment is here. This moment that I'm here on this planet for, it has now arrived. It's now here. You know, so that was another thing that was adding to my sense of just get it done, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't believe that it's going to be this moment. You know, for a while I believed it was just going to be this implosion of light, and you know, those who are ready to ascend will ascend, and those who aren't will, you know, incarnate somewhere else. And now it's just like what you said. I believe that these energies are here. They're available to us right now in 3D. You know.
Yeah.
And light workers like me and you are moving in and out of different dimensions on a daily basis. So it's nice.
I'm seeing, as you're talking, I'm seeing, like, and I used to have that belief too, like at 3 o'clock on such and such day, there'll be a red light and a green light, and if you're with it, you can push the green light, and then boom, it's happened, right? I thought it definitely pointed time, location, space, evidence. And now I realize it's a subtle, like, ooh, like, wow, when did I push the green light? I'm over here, and what day did I push the green light? When did enough of my beliefs change that I was able to push the green? When did that happen? I don't even know when it happened because it's so subtle.
Yeah, I love that though, and like I don't know if you watched Arcturus Ra's video recently talking about light cities and how, you know, the technology, all we need to do is change the way that we're interacting with the environment around us. That's 5D, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%. So, yeah.
Juicy.
Juicy, very juicy.
Well, Ashley and I have actually tried to record this 3 times, and it's it keeps blowing up and disappearing from both of our computers. We're both recording it. So I suggest let's try to pause this, see if we can actually get this one to hold on our computers.
Okay.
And then we can come back and do a next segment, but let's at least see if we can get this one. Let's see if we can keep this one in the 3rd dimension, should we?
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.